Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Thoughts by Jace Brown segment. This is going to be about a conversation that I was a part of on Twitter on Friday, where I actually do owe the person in question an apology, a public apology, because I was saying that he's insinuating me, when in fact he never did. Or at least the video he was referencing wouldn't insinuate me. However, I thought that given the timing of all this and the person involved, gonna go for it on YouTube, also known as Peter, I thought that it would be beneficial to kind of give the full context of this. So Jared, after discussing this, well, let me pull up the Twitter thread here first. Let's do that first. So as you can see here on Twitter, we have last video of yours I watched was the one where you made fun of the Christchurch massacre just a day after. However, it was a waste of time watching it being live streamed because you didn't see brain matter flying. You're not worth talking to. You were scum in my book. To which Jared and I both asked for a timestamp or a link, because if it was a live stream, he may have insinuated a large group of people. And I was referring to myself. You can actually see our threads going back and forth. At the end of our thread, he discussed it. He said, I'll DM you the clip, but I'm not going to let Jared know about it. Well, after getting the clip and seeing that it was not a normal VTW, I was certain it was a Piggy Shitshow along those lines. So I asked for the links for the time frame, and I looked at the dates, and because Jared sent me a screenshot, I said the one that was March 18th, which was not the day after it happened. Now, finding out that this is not the live stream I thought it was, I owe Peter, gonna go for it, an apology. You were not insinuating me. You were insinuating other people that were part of this particular panel. And the fact that you only sent me a 52-second clip of a nearly 3-hour-long video, kind of disheartening, Peter. I thought you would have provided me more context of the situation. I thought you would have provided me more than your specific narrative on this topic. So again, Peter, you have my apologies for saying that you were insinuating me and holding your feet to the fire of you insinuating me. That I do owe you the apology for, and I am sorry. But we're going to go over the context of your clip that you sent me, and we're going to go through the rest of the context of that particular video. So the live stream in question here is the clip that he sent me was from the 27-minute, 48-ish second part of the clip, or of this live stream, which is 3.5 hours long. So, with that, let's head over to that. Also, before I head over to that, I also will be providing Jared with an opportunity to say his piece on this matter as well. So, let's get started. We're starting at the 27-minute, 38-second mark just because the way VLC player works, it's not the best at setting the times properly. So, make sure I'm in the right time spot. Yep.
Age restriction is enabled.
Alright. Final call. You have like 5 seconds before I just blurt it out. So,
start the clip now.
4, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Alright, so recently there's been a mass shooting. And the person behind this mass shooting streamed it all. And I sat through and watched the entire stream, all 17 minutes. So, something that I was a little bit disappointed about, right? So, you had people being shot, right? Like, point blank being shot with a rifle. It didn't look as real as I thought it would. Hollywood really... Go ahead.
Wait, by as real as you thought it would, are you saying it didn't look like the video game you expected it to?
No, it didn't look like the movies.
And that's the end of that clip. That is the end of what Peter had sent me. Now, I can kind of get where he's coming from with the way Pig is enthralled with it, where he's thinking about, how this isn't like how I expected it to be. Because Pig, unlike most of everybody else on the panel that you can see right here, Alan Evans, AT2 Productions, BM Furball, Main Gun, I don't know about Radical, but, 4 of the 6 on that panel are actual veterans of military service. We understand things a little bit differently than Pig does when it comes to things, and they discuss that going forward. I just don't understand where Peter got the idea that this was them making fun of them. Or what was the direct quote there again? Let's pull that back up here. Making fun of. Yes, making fun of. That was not making fun of. That was Look a Pig telling us, hey, this is what I watched the actual event. And it wasn't what I expected it to be. And then the rest of the panel says this.
That's not real.
Yeah, that's not reality.
I know, but I at least thought I'd see some skull or like some.
Also,
brains.
guns don't sound
Instead,
like
it was
like movies.
It was like a pew, and then there's just a splash of red on the other side.
So again, you can tell Pig sounds a little giddy with this. And it's not that Pig is trying to make fun of the situation or make light of the situation. Pig is trying to understand the situation. Not everybody has experiences with firearms. Not everybody has experience with actually seeing battle. I've never personally seen battle face to face. I served on the Navy on a submarine. Jared served on an aircraft carrier. Furball has done multiple things in the Navy. Army, sorry, Furball. Then you have Main Gun. So, who was a tank driver for the Marines. We all have different aspects to bring to this. We've all of us, the 4 on the panel that I said are ex-military, as well as myself, have fired weapons. We know what it's like. Again, I can't speak for Radical or this A Dragon 9000, but Anyways, I'm gonna let them keep going on. This is an interesting actual conversation here.
Yeah, high velocity bullets, that's what it tends to look like.
Yeah, and also microphones are not very good at picking up gunfire because they peak out far too soon.
And
so you don't get anything like the bang that you would expect.
Especially those microphones inside phones.
Yeah,
they're not exactly top quality.
And speakers tend to not be able to hit all 150 dB either.
Now, the reason why I bring up this topic is there were recently arrests made within. Essentially, there were arrests made in New Zealand about people distributing that video. Now, do you think that is unfair or uncalled for?
What he's referring to is that New Zealand said that if you are caught distributing and watching this video at all, you will be arrested and you will be charged for basically an accessory, is my understanding of how it was working. You were becoming an accessory to a crime, a hate crime. Now, when it comes to hate speech, hate crime, I tend to kind of slough those off. Well, more of the hate speech than the hate crime. Because obviously, if you look back through the history of the United States, you have the Jim Crow era. And even during the civil rights, you had people being strung up and being violently attacked. I would call those hate crimes. Those are hate crimes. And you still have those from time to time, still now. But I just think that New Zealand was carrying this a little too far in the sense of making the entire video illegal. But I will let the rest of the panel explain, and I will add my 2 cents in a second.
See, that's where I put it into a gray area, because ethically, that video should fucking disappear by my.
I'm assuming Jerry was saying by my standard or something to that effect. I'm not going to necessarily pin him down on a specific phrase, but I get what he's saying there. And let's continue on with Furball and some others.
Well, in a way, it's not going to disappear because there's such a call for it not to disappear that people are now setting up torrent links for it. So right now,
it's probably on the dark web as well.
Yeah, right now you can just go and get a torrent link for it.
And Big's not wrong. Shortly after that, there was news of torrent links going around the world for this, and it is what it is. People who want to get something that is deemed illegal will get it. So let's move forward.
There's nothing specifically illegal about the video. That's the thing. What violation of law is the video itself? That's probably about a year ago. There was a child that was sexually molested, and there was a video of it, and some idiot posted the video itself on Facebook trying to ask people to identify the child, even though law enforcement knew who the child was. But the video itself was illegal because it was child pornography. And then thousands of people are sharing it on Facebook. That video itself is illegal. I don't know if there's anything illegal about this shooting video.
I guess
morally, yes. There's all kinds of things that are wrong about it. But in the United States, I don't think there's anything, you could be arrested for.
No, but it may well be illegal in New Zealand, of course.
And that's the point that Pig was trying to bring up, is that it was basically made illegal. Do I agree with making it illegal? No. Do I understand why? Yes. Do I think that the video itself should be taken down? Yes. It should be utilized only by those that need to see it, in the sense of what is going to be beneficial for somebody's either mental health, for those that survived, for those that lost loved ones in it. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that. I can only imagine that the potential is there, but how much of a potential, how big of a potential that is, it is minuscule, I'm pretty sure. But it definitely should be made available to those that are being taught psychology and psychiatry. Be able to see that there had to have been something that would trigger this event, and maybe going through that guy's life and actually interacting with the guy, because as far as I know, he's still alive. I don't know if he's been fully charged yet or not. I haven't gone back and looked. But my point is that ethically and morally, we, the general public, don't need to see it. Making it illegal to view only makes people want to see it that much more.
There's some privacy laws, though.
Child pornography is illegal because you have to harm a child in order to make the porn. But there is no category for violence. It is legal to film violence. It is not legal to commit violence, but it is legal to film it.
Actually, it would be illegal to distribute it in the UK because it's a snuff movie, and snuff movies are illegal to distribute in the UK. I have a feeling there's some restrictions on snuff movies in the US as well.
I don't think that's a snuff film, though.
No.
I think there is in certain jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's where you would end up at the state level. Certain states would have actual ordinances, actual laws against it. But from a federal level, like I said, it's in a gray area because it's not
Well,
clearly
you've got
defined
that
as
pesky
illegal.
First Amendment, and you.
Yeah. It is not inherently illegal federally, but from, like I said, from a moral standpoint, it's fucked.
And that is probably the better point Alan brought up for the U.S. is that federally it would be considered protected free speech. To an extent, because again, I haven't watched it, so I don't know if the guy actually called out to actual violence or just committed the violence. Displaying violence in and of itself is not illegal. Calling to be violent towards people is entirely another factor, and that is not protected by the First Amendment. So, and then Jared brought up the fact that it is legally in a gray area. True. Morally, it's reprehensible. Yes. So and it's just it boggles me that we would have to sit here and discuss something like that. That is all I'm going to show of this. Sorry about that. That's all I'm going to show about this. We are going to move forward, and I'm going to bring on Jared from AT2 Productions, and we will actually let him say why this particular stream has been taken down and why it is no longer listed. So, Jared, over to you.
Oh, Peter. Like a poor marksman, you just keep missing the target. It's almost like you have such a compulsion to be wrong that you can't even come close to being right. I don't know what you thought you heard in that video, but holy crap, dude. Let go of the hate boner. Really. It's unbecoming of you. And for those who are wondering, the video that the clip came from, it wasn't publicly available because there was no need for it to be. Not everyone needs to know what's going on in the background, and here's the thing. I make no apologies for what I said, because as you heard, we were addressing a specific topic that was questioned, that was brought up between what was seen and a flawed expectation. We corrected it. We didn't make light of the situation. We just directly answered the question at hand. What's so wrong with that, Peter? What is so wrong with answering questions directly and honestly? Maybe you should work on that. That whole honesty bit might get you somewhere.
Thank you, Jared, for your input there on why the video is taken down. And just for a little bit of shits and giggles, here you go.
Oh, Peter.
Oh.
Can't provide the evidence. Muting you now.
Oh, that one.
Go fuck yourself, Peter.